Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to install all the accessories for the Bedslide S. Now that's going to include the guardrail assembly, the side kicks, and the mini kicks. Let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, the first thing that we're going to do is remove all of our end caps. That can be done with a 1/8 Allen wrench. And then we're also going to remove all of our tie-down cleats, and those simply just twist until they become loose and you can slide them out. And then we can just set these off to the side for now. Next we're going to take our mounting blocks and we're going to put one on the side rail, on the driver's side. We're going to slide that all the way to the back. And then on the head rail, we're also going to slide a mounting block, again with the round side facing down, in, and we're going to leave it right on the end like that. Alright, now that we have our mounting blocks in at the cab rail, we're going to put our caps back in. We're going to do that on both sides. Next, we're going to take one of our corner pieces. We're going to set that into position, make sure it's lined up with our rails. And then we can take our Allen key and push our mounting blocks into position. And then we're going to take two Allen head bolts, thread those in. And then we can tighten this down. And we're going to repeat that on the opposite side. And that's going to be a 4mm Allen head on these bolts. Alright, now we're going to take our center rail. That's going to be the rail that doesn't have an end cap on it. We're going to take two of our mounting blocks, slide one in on each side, and then we're going to rotate it and slide it up into our channels, and then again take our silver button head bolt and thread that in place. We're going to go ahead and pull that rail up as we tighten it down. Like that. Alright guys, now just keep in mind that this kit is completely customizable. You can put your tie-down cleats anywhere you want. You just kind of have to think ahead first. So I'm going to go ahead and put a couple of tie-down cleats in now before I put my sides on. Because once you get the sides on, you're going to have to start taking stuff apart if you want to get those cleats in there. So I'm going to put a couple on this side, I'm going to put a couple on the other side, and then we can put our side rails on. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to put a couple mounting blocks on our side rail. We're going to leave them kind of towards the back and kind of close together, and we're going to get one of our rail brackets, and we're going to put that on top, line up our holes, again put our button head bolts into our mounting blocks. And we're just going to leave these loose for right now until we get our rails and actually see how far we need to put them down. But we're going to repeat this process on the opposite side as well. Alright guys, so next we're going to take our side rail and we're going to hold it up to our bed slide. You want to make sure that you have the end cap towards the rear of the truck. And we're going to slide 3 tie-downs mounts into the rail. 2 are going to actually hold the rail in place, and the third one is going to be for a tie-down cleat. Now again, you don't have to put that one in there if you don't want a tie-down cleat there, but I do, so I'm going to put one in. Then you can put it into place like that. We can slide our mount down to the end. We want to slide this up a little bit. And then put our button head bolt in place. We're just going to leave that loose for right now. So now we're up at the front. We can push our mount into place up there and put our bolt in. Now the one up here we can actually tighten right now. We just want to make sure we hold the rail up. Go ahead and tighten that one down. All right, so before we tighten down our back bracket, we want to push it so that it has about 6 inches of rail sticking out the end. And then we can go ahead and tighten the rail to the bracket, again holding it up. And then we can tighten the bottom part. And then repeat this on the opposite side. So now we can reinstall our end caps. All right guys, now that's going to complete the installation on the Trax rail for your Bedslide S. Now if you got the Sidekick upgrade, we're going to do that next. All right guys, so the first thing that we need to do is take off our end cap. We're going to use our 1/8 Allen wrench for that. Go ahead and take the end cap off. We're also going to take our bracket, the top mounting portion of the bracket off, which is going to be our 4mm. We're just going to take that bolt out. Then we also are going to take off our tie-down cleat. So we have 2 mounting blocks in this rail already. We need a total of 3. So I'm going to go ahead and insert one more, which is going to take the place of the mounting bracket. I'm going to slide this one in, slide the last one into place, and put my mounting bolt back in. And then I can go ahead and tighten this bracket back up. Then your kit's going to provide you with 2 brackets. And the way that we're going to install that is it's going to go to the outside, and it's going to come up just like that. And we're going to put our mounting block behind it. And then we're actually going to take a tie-down cleat and install that into the mounting block. We're just going to leave that loose so we can have a little bit of adjustment in there. We're going to do that on both brackets. Now we can go ahead and get our box and fit that in place. All right, so if we flip our box over to the underside, we can see that there's 6 holes that are drilled out. So we're only going to use 4. We're going to use the 2 in the middle, and then the 2 all the way that's going to go closest to the cab of the truck. Now, and the holes are also going to go to the inside of the bed slide. Your kit's going to also come with 4 bolts, and it's going to go down through the box into your bracket with a serrated nut on the bottom. So we'll go ahead and line this up. Push some of our bolts through the box. Line it up at the bracket, and then you can go ahead and throw your nut on the bottom. We're going to do that on all 4 mounting locations. Then we're just going to go ahead and leave this loose and then make our final adjustments. Alright, so now I'm going to take the box and slide it all the way to the back. I'm going to tighten down the tie downs. And then we can take a Phillips head screwdriver and tighten down our bolts. And you're going to want to do this on the other side as well. All right, now your Sidekicks kit is going to come with a long rail, and we're going to slide 4 of our mounting blocks in there, 2 all the way down to one end, and then 2 are going to stay on the other end. And this is going to be used to stabilize our 2 Sidekick boxes. So once we get those in, they're going to match up with 2 holes that are in the back of your Sidekick box, and then we're going to put our bolts through to our mounting blocks. And then we can go ahead and tighten those down when we get all of those in. All right, so now what you're going to do is align your bar so that it's in between the 2 boxes evenly. And you might have to raise the box up a little bit so that it matches up, because you want these boxes nice and straight. And then you can go ahead and tighten those down. You can do that on both sides. All right, guys, and the last thing we need to do is reinstall our end caps. All right, guys, that completes the Sidekicks installation. If you have the mini kit upgrade, stay tuned. We're going to install that next. So your mini kit is going to install similar to your Sidekick, but it's going to install to the base of the Bedslide here. So as you can see, we don't really have enough room to install this right now. So what we're going to need to do is cut our rail to allow this to fit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it right about up to the Sidekick so that they fit kind of almost flush together, just like that. All right, so I'm going to set my mini kit right up to the end of the Bedslide, and then I'm going to measure how much of a distance there is that I need to cut off. And it looks to be about 5 1/8 inches. So I can go ahead, and I'm going to have to remove the end cap, and then I'm going to go ahead and mark it and cut. So I'll measure my 5 1/8. Mark it, and then we're going to want to mark it all the way down the side. All right, guys, so before we make our cut, I'm going to go ahead and take our Sidekick box off. And that's just so that I don't accidentally ding it up or anything like that. You could probably do it with it on, but it's just a safety precaution. I'm also going to move this bracket so it's about 6 inches away from where we're going to be cutting. So you don't actually have to take them out. You can just loosen them and then slide it down. Now when you get everything cleaned up, we can go ahead and put the end cap back on. Now we can go ahead and take the end cap off of our main bed slide. We're going to feed 2 mounting blocks in there. And then again, just like our sidekick, you're going to have 2 holes that are in the bottom of our mini kit. We're going to feed our bolts through there. And then we'll go ahead and match those up with the mounting blocks that we just put in. But once you get it lined up, you should be able to use your screwdriver, thread it in a couple, just like that. And then you can push that down, kind of align the next one. All right, so once you get one started, you're gonna wanna make sure that you put your end cap back on, because once you get them both in, you're not gonna be able to put it back on. Go ahead and put your end cap on, tighten that down, and then line up your second bolt. And once you get that lined up, go ahead and tighten those down. Now once that's installed, we can go ahead and reinstall our sidekick, and then we can repeat all those steps on the opposite side. All right guys, well that completes the installation. If you have any questions, give us a call or visit us online. Thanks.